Hello and welcome to Authentic Traveling Podcast. I am your host, Sonia Ebenezer Marion. I am an investor in positive transformation through counseling, life coaching, speaking, and also writing books. Have you read my book yet? Inner Harmony, Resilience Beyond Chronic Stress and Burnout. This book is available on Amazon and also on my website, www.asebconsultancy.com. On this podcast, we talk about our mental health, emotional well-being, and also our holistic well-being in order for us to thrive authentically. This is a safe space for you to speak about soulful truth and talk about the things that will help you to come back to yourself and regain your self-awareness. Welcome to the Authentic Podcast once again. In this episode, I am going to be talking about different waiting seasons with different guests. But before I talk to this guest, I thought it wise to speak on it myself. Have you ever been through a season where you were waiting? I'm sure you have been through a medical waiting season, at a transitional point in life where you have to wait. So maybe you're old enough, you're of age, you're waiting to get married. If you're old enough, you're waiting to go to high school, or even when our children want to get into primary school, secondary school, you put in the first choice, second choice, third choice, and you are waiting for them to give the decisions, right? So the child is waiting, you're waiting. As an older person, as you become of age, a lot of people will be asking, when are you settling down? That's another waiting time. And then you get married, and they're like, oh, when are the babies coming? That's another waiting season. Or maybe you've graduated and like, oh wow, congratulations on your graduation. When are you getting a job? And then that becomes another waiting season for you. Sometimes it might be medically, maybe diagnosed with one condition or one ailment or the other, and then you start waiting. And you'll be thinking, when is this going to go? When are they going to help me out? And just tell me, oh, just take this, and then everything will be cured. So there are different waiting seasons. Sometimes it might be financially. Maybe you did a business with someone and you're waiting for them to then pay up. Or maybe you submitted a quotation to people that wanted your services and then you're waiting for them to reply. And sometimes it might just be, that season, especially at the beginning of the year, where everybody has done a lot of spending in December. And then when it comes to January, most businesses goes really quiet. And then you're trying to chase all your clients, those that you have submitted invoice to, those who've done the services, you're waiting for them to pay. So there are various waiting seasons. However, some waiting season you already know when it's going to be done. So it's just for you to then wait. There are some waiting seasons you really cannot tell when you are going to get the results or the outcome that your heart desire. I've experienced it in different times of my life. Like when I came to the UK and tried to sort out to regularize my stay in the country and everything. I remember when I put in an application, and you know the way it is in the UK, when you put in these applications, you're just waiting for them to give you decisions, and I did not like to wait. So what did I do? I paid for the same day service. Getting there with my husband, put in these services, and then they were like, oh, the document I put in, we need more. We need to do more investigation. Oh my goodness. That was the beginning of my waiting. That was not a funny period because I was thinking, oh, I paid for the same day service so I don't have to wait. But now you are telling me, you're compelling me to wait. So I guess I was taught a lesson that not everything that you cannot always you can avoid waiting. So that begins by waiting. And we're waiting, they were making more requests, one request after the other. And I won't lie to you, I was very, very anxious because you know the way these people are. Sometimes they just make some ridiculous request. Said this, it was there. Why did you not say it? And then it just carried on like that until everything was sorted. And the day that we got our documentation back, I was really, really excited. Now that was a waiting period where I didn't know how it was going to pan out, but I was really hoping everything goes well. So I was hanging on hope. There has been another season again when I was getting married to my husband. I went for the smear test, and they told me there were some irregularities with the smear test. Nobody liked that because when they tell you things like that, you start thinking about different types of issues that you can't even fathom with your mind, right? You start thinking about it. And that was the year one celebrity called Jodie. She had ovarian cancer after going to check her smear test, and then she passed on. I have never prayed like that in my life before then. I fell down on my knees and I said, God, he said, when you bless, you had no sorrow. And then I took it to God in prayer. I prayed, I prayed, and I started declaring words. I started declaring the words of God back. And as I did that, I felt a surge of energy coming back into me. I felt as if I was carried like a baby. As if I was told that don't worry, everything will be okay. I stayed in prayers until the day of my appointment. And then I went. There begins another waiting period after the appointment. And that procedure is very invasive. So after experiencing all the discomfort, I came home waiting again for the results. But you know what? They said, whose report shall you believe? Remember Joshua and Caleb when they went to spy on the promised land? There were 12 of them. Only two came back with a belief that they can get the land. But the other 10 just said they were like grasshoppers in front of the giants. So they did not even believe. I was Joshua and Caleb put together. I believe that I have asked God fervently. Because he said, ask and it shall be given. Seek and you will find. And I have been seeking, I have been asking. I had this peace inside of me that my prayers has been answered. And guess what? When the result came, they said there was no more abnormalities. Everything was fine. I was so happy. I went to my prayer group, I testified. I was really, really happy. And then I did my wedding. Everything went fine. Now that was a medical waiting season. Now, have I ever waited in a season whereby it was out of my control again? Yes. This was work-related issues. It is work-related issues. I did not know how it was going to pan out because the stack was against me. It was against me. It has to do with racism and everything. And all the people that I was working with. Aha. So I was like, as in the main people that put this together as a result of changes that was going to happen were not people of color. So I was again in a limbo, waiting for what was going to happen again. That was a waiting season. That was torture. That was torture because I had to then go through different stages to prove that definitely it was racism. So I don't know what you're going through. I don't know if you're waiting as a result of medical results. I don't know if you're waiting as a result of work issues. I don't know if you're waiting as a result of business. I don't know if you're waiting for a child. Whatever the season that you're waiting for, I want you to hang in there. Because I see a lot of clients and I know that the most critical and physiologically, psychologically draining season during the waiting season, where people do not know what is going to happen. They don't know how long they are going to wait for. You tell people to wait for 1 year, 2 years, 3 months, 6 months. They are fine. They might be a bit rattled sometimes. But when you're waiting indefinitely, you don't know when the season is going to come out the way you want it. It is excruciatingly painful. Let me educate you a little bit about seasons like that. When you're in your waiting season, it triggers stress because you'll be in a state of chronic stress. And the longer you stay in a state of chronic stress, then your body is going to be releasing toxic hormones in your body, right? Cortisol is going to be releasing it. And then your tolerance level is going to be reduced. Then you become anxious because you are fearful if you are going to get the outcome that you intended. What happens to the body then is that your thinking part of your brain, which is the prefrontal cortex, do not have the chance to process all the information that is going through your head really, really fast. So what then happens is that you start panicking because you are staying in that state of worrying. You start ruminating over and over again in your waiting season. So what happens? Your amygdala is triggered. Your amygdala is another part of your brain that is like the alarm bell in your brain. So it's almost like the smoke alarm that triggers that tell you that you need to do something. Is either you run, which is a flight, right? Or is either you fight, which is a fight, or is either you flop, where people they just feel they can't do anything, or you freeze. This is where people they are going through intense experience, but they can't really take any action. They're just frozen. Now, when you put your body through this over and over again, you are going to become very, very hypervigilant. The tolerance level, like I said before, is going to be very, very low, and then you become really easily irritated. Okay, you get irritable over the slightest of things because your tolerance level, the threshold is a red zone. Red zone. Now, when you remain in this state for a long time, it can lead to high blood pressure because you are constantly anxious. Now, what then becomes a problem? You get into this waiting season in a good health. But if you do not do the right things in your waiting season, which can help to grow you, your waking season can break you as well. Your waking season can be the season where you start contracting different ailments after the other. This is why some people, before you know it, they've got high blood pressure. Some people begin to have insomnia because they can no longer sleep. Because they are ruminating. They are ruminating over the worst case scenario over and over again. But the good news there is that if you are really good at ruminating, then you should also be really good in meditating. You should be very, very good in meditating, right? If you are good in meditating, then it just makes great sense for you. If you are good in meditating, then it just makes great sense for you, which is more empowering than ruminating. So you can say that when you're waiting season, if you do not utilize that period to know yourself more, to do the right thing that will grow you, to help you grow your emotional resilience, then you might end up having, to hear people hearing, they have panic attack, they have anxiety, they have heart palpitation, all of that stuff. And family of fear, worry, and anxiety. They're all a family together. Or people having high blood pressure because the pressure that you're putting on yourself is quite a lot. So you end up going on medication because you are waiting for something to happen. You end up going for medication. And the side effect of taking high blood pressure medication might also make your waiting season even have some side effects. Even have, because those tablets, you take tablet for one thing, It kills one thing and then bring up another thing. So your waiting season is very, very important on what you do. I'm going to be sharing the things that you can do. But I just want you to know that your waiting season, if you do not take care, it can also lead to you having pains all over your body. You will sleep and you wake up very, very tired. Very, very tired. This is a period where people, their bodies start changing. They might start losing weight drastically, and their bone density might affect it. Some people might just had a lot of weight at the end of the day. So you go on a waiting season for a reason. And then if you don't handle it well, contracting all these different ailments, I'm not sure that will make your waiting season even easier for you. So this is why I'm doing this podcast, to reflect on what you can do. And I hope you pay very close attention and you also share it with people. Because there are people that are waiting for their document to arrive from the Home Office. There are people that are married, they are waiting to have children. There are people that are waiting to get married. There are people that are waiting for their children to get into a specific school. And because they are waiting, they start getting really, really agitated. Now, I'm not trying to trivialize your waiting season, but I'm just saying there are better things that you could do in your waiting season so that by the time you finish, you do not stay in the storm clucking like a chicken. You go above the storm. You fly above the storm like the eagle, and then you stay there. Okay? So you're going to then behave like an eagle. And the first thing to do is acceptance of your season. Acceptance of your season. Now, please do not get it wrong and say, I know a lot of Christians will say, God forbid, God forbid. I do not accept it. I am not telling you to accept whatever condition, whatever state. That is not it. Acceptance is recognizing and acknowledging the season while you are seeking a solution. This is the reason why a lot of people get to a point where they become suicidal. Because when they start thinking about it, they are in this problem and they start getting rumination. Then they start staying in a state of rumination and they start overflowing the issue. And just all they can see is the worst case scenario. The pain, that is suffering. And before you know it, they are languishing. And once they get to that state of languishing, they don't have any hope whatsoever. When people are languishing, it is them running away from suffering. They are running away from suffering. They don't want to acknowledge it. All they see is just the pain. However, acceptance is when you come to a state whereby you're like, this is the season I'm in right now. And this is how I feel about it. I feel angry that I'm in this state. I feel powerless because there is nothing I am doing that is making this thing go away. I feel anxious because the outcome that is being suggested is not what I want. And then acceptance is you managing those emotions, not running away from it. When you run away from those emotions, they don't retreat. They don't run away. They will come after you intensely. So this is the reason whereby you accept this is the season where I'm at. When I had to close my business down, I didn't start going into a state whereby I am not saying, oh, what shall I do? This is the end. Oh, I am not going to be able to do anything again. This is the end. This is the end. No, that is me thinking of the worst case scenario. I accepted it and I was grateful. And how did I get there? I remember someone asked me, so then how did you even get to this part? You are not even worrying, you are not even talking about it in a regretful way. Why should I be regretting? I wanted to hold my own business, and I had the opportunity to do it. I was grateful. Yes, I did not carry on with the business, but that is not the end of my life. I was actually grateful. There are so many people whereby their ideas is still remain on the idea stage forever. It doesn't become fruitful. There are people who, for one medical reason or the other, may not be able to have children, or they have one medical condition or the other. What do you want them to do? Are they supposed to stop living because of that? They will choose to accept that this is the season that they are at, why they are seeking solution for where they want to be. Hello there. I just want to ask you a favor to subscribe, like, and share to your friends, your neighbor, your colleagues, your family, your friends, and everybody that you know. I'm really working hard to ensure that I bring useful and valuable information that will help you with your mental and emotional well-being so that you begin to thrive authentically. You know, a lot of us will feel we have to wait until something happens before we become reactive. But with this podcast, I'm trying to give you information that will make you proactive so you don't even have anything to react to in the end because you are looking after yourself properly. So what are you waiting for? If you have been listening, please like, share, comment on anything that resonates with you. This will help to drive our visibility. And also, if there is any other topic that we have discussed that has been a trigger or that you feel you need support with, please visit www.asebconsultancy.com. There is a 15 minutes free consultation link that you can click on right there and book to speak to one of our counselors. Thank you so much for helping to drive visibility to this platform. And also, if you have been listening on Apple, Spotify, Audible, and every other um, podcast platform there, please follow us and keep sharing. Thank you so much. Back to the program now. But knowing what to do one day at a time is what acceptance is all about. And it makes it easier for you. So acceptance is a tool that will help you to stop running away and fighting that season that you are in. It doesn't matter how long you fight the season will stay as long as it needs to stay. So this is the reason. Remember what I said. When you are fighting that situation, when you are getting really, really emotional in a way that you just allow all the fear, all the anger to just take over, you don't do anything about it, you just leave it. And you don't want to even feel those emotions. You're fighting the emotions or you are suppressing the emotion. Those emotions will come out in a way that you do not expect. It might come out as you trying to take alcohol in order for you to be able to sleep. It might come out in a way whereby you start taking sleeping tablets in order for you to sleep. It might come out in a way whereby you start becoming very, very aggressive to people in order for you to be able to cope. So the emotions that you are suppressing cannot go. It will either go into you and trigger disease in your body, or it will manifest externally in ways that is out of character for you. Stop running away from your emotion or pretending as if they are not existing. Acceptance is recognizing and acknowledging the season that you are in while you are actively seeking solution. It helps you allow space for the emotion and manage it accordingly. So I'm not telling you to accept and say, oh yeah, the whatever it is, accept it. God forbid I will not accept it. What's what they are saying? That is not what I'm saying. Please get it right. Whatever you resist, we keep fighting you. If you are not fighting anything, you acknowledge what it is, then you'll be able to deploy what to do. When you are also fighting as in that situation, fighting your emotions, you can't sleep well. It can lead to insomnia. Okay? And people that have high blood pressure, they can have chronic heart problems as well, the longer it persists. So at the end of the day, people do pass on, not because of the season they are in, is because of their lack of management of the season that they are in, which then brought other situations that was not even part of that waiting season. And at the end of the day, their physical bodies start deteriorating. And then that is the end of the game. So we need to learn to accept. Accept. Did I accept that I was in a season whereby they said the bare result had abnormality? Yes, I did. But I took it on. I was really, really shook to my core. I was not very happy about it, but I hold on to my faith. I had hope that because I had hope, everything will work out for my good. So the action steps I will tell you is, the first thing is accept the season that you are in by acknowledging the season, recognizing the season, and then this will help you to keep your prefrontal cortex open for you to be able to find the solutions that you need. And it will also help you to know how to manage the emotions when they come in as well. The different emotions that will come in might be fear, anger, will also be regret as well. Depends on what caused that waiting season. Now we accept when you label the emotions. Now choose how you're going to express those emotions. For me, it was crying and praying. I was just crying my eyes out. I was crying and I was praying. I was declaring the right words. I was praying and I was crying. Some people find it that, oh, I'm not going to cry. I'm just crying is me giving it. No, 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 it's not. Is it washing out all those emotions so you do not have this, getting stuck in your body. And if you are very good at tapping, do tapping as well. But you need to declare the right words. Your mantra based on your faith. I am a Christian, so I declare the words. So some of the words that I declare was Romans 8:28, which says that everything will work out for my good because I love God and I'm God for his purpose. So it doesn't matter what I was in, it doesn't matter that season, it doesn't matter the length of the season. I knew everything will work out for my good. Imagine knowing that. That while you're waiting for that result, everything will work out for my good. While I'm waiting for them to release my document, everything will work out for my good. It doesn't matter how it's going to work because his word said everything will work out for my good. And when fear kept coming, I went for Isaiah 41:10 to 13. Isaiah 41:10 to 13. And I put my name right there. Fear thou not, Sonia, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will help you, I will rescue you. I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness. And those that are incensed against you will become as naught. Come on now. The one who created me. Ha! Said, fear not, I am with you. As in, he left the others, he said he's with me. He's only present. He can be with everybody. But he said, don't worry, I got you. I'm with you. He said he's got me. So that was so soothing for me. So when that outcome, negative thought come to my mind, I begin to speak the word. Come on, Abiewa. Come on, Sonia. Remember. Fear not. The one who created the universe. The universe is the footstool. Said is with me. Come on. I started declaring it. And the more I do, I could actually feel the fear. The fear just going. And if I have to cry at that time, I'll cry. I know it was fear. I knew. I'm not able to deny that it wasn't fear. He said, God forbid. I knew it was fear. So because it was fear, my prefrontal cortex has to remain open. I know who you are, and I've got something waiting for you to disperse it. And that's what I did. For some people, it might actually be Lamentation 3, verse 25, which said, the Lord is good to those who wait for him. The Lord is good to those who wait for him. So when those emotions are coming, come on, have the right word for your season. I don't know the season that you're in. If you're in the season of waiting to get married, season to have children, season to buy your house, season to get into school, season to travel out of the country, relocation, different seasons or for your business that you've been wanting to start. I don't know. Season whereby maybe your spouse is not very nice to you and it can be emotionally draining and mentally challenging. I don't know the season that you are in. Season maybe whereby you're trying to get a job. You've been to so many interviews. Season whereby you're trying to get your driving license so that you can get a job a little bit farther from home because there's not enough job around where you live. I don't know the season that you're in, but one thing I want to tell you is that there is a word in that is right for you for that season to hold you on. I'm a Christian, so I use the Bible. I don't know the faith that you belong to. Find your mantra in the word based on your faith and repeat it over and over. Now, when I say repeat it, don't repeat it and recite it. Repeat it like you believe, not like you believe in it, with strong conviction, with strong passion that yes, this is my word. There was another one, Psalm 1, verse 1 to 3, that said, as long as you do not stand before mean men, you meditate on his word day and night. It shall be like a tree that is planted by the rivers of God. And everything about you will remain evergreen. And in every season of your life, you will thrive. So Bible verses use flourish. This is why I like the word thriving. That word thriving, that was where I got it from. From Psalm 1, 1 to 3. The waiting season will not last forever. But tough people like you and I will be the one that will overcome the tough seasons of waiting. Remember, even in life, we have summer, spring, autumn, and winter. When we are in the winter season where everybody is like, cold, oh, it's so cold. I need to layer up. I need to do this. I need to wear my boots. And you look like an Eskimo with your big jacket. You were thinking that the season is never going to end. But before you know it, we start seeing flowers springing up again. We start seeing the flowers springing up. I was like, oh, spring is here. We don't need the big jacket. We just need maybe a cardigan. And then when that season is there, like, oh, it's beautiful. The flowers are blossoming. And before you know it, it's summer. You lose the light cardigan. And then you're like, yeah, it's summer. This is really good. And then before you know it, the same human being will like, the sun is too hot. It's too hot. This is the hottest season of the year. How many hottest season I've heard? I can't even remember. That's it. And then when that season is over, then autumn comes and then it start getting cold. Everybody start complaining again. Oh, it's cold. Winter is snowing. That's how I see life. You have the times that everything is falling into places. But you see, a comfort zone can be very, very dangerous. Comfort zone can be very dangerous. So we need those waiting seasons sometimes to stretch us to move on to the next level. Because sometimes when we are too comfortable and nothing is happening, challenging, then what happens is that I become complacent. And growth doesn't happen in the place of complacency and comfort. It happens in the season of challenge. Your faith will grow, your emotional resilience will grow, your kindness level will grow, your self-awareness will grow. And also, waiting season is a revelational season. Hi, when I was broke, like when I mean broke, my account was really red. My overdraft was gone. I couldn't pay for main things. I couldn't pay. I could not pay for what I wanted to do or things I wanted to do. Do you know how painful that is for someone like me that likes to be independent? It was humbling. And then I noticed there are people that you think you are in their circle because they care about you. Waiting season will reveal to you who is for you and who is not, who is accommodating you because of what you bring to the table. And when you can no longer bring anything to the table, they don't want you in that table. Waiting season is a revelational season. You think you know people? You wait until you get to waiting season. That's when you know people. That's when you know people that have really got your back. Even families and friends. I remember I sent a message to someone, I really want to speak to you. The person just ignored my message. And I even added, I don't want to ask you anything. I struggle with asking for things. I find it very challenging to ask people for things. So I was like, I don't know, I just want to talk. And the person just ignored my message. Do you know how painful that was? As if someone stabbed me in the back and then twisted the knife. It was painful. It was humbling. But you know what? I'm so glad for that waiting season. I am so glad because it helped me to realize that this is how some people are. So the mask that anybody is wearing around you, then you would know. And then in that season, I discovered people that could do anything just to make you feel comfortable. They will have, maybe even if it's £1, they will have it and give you just to make sure you're okay. And those are people I would never ever forget in my life. They don't even need to. I would never tell such people that, oh, I'm busy. No, I will create the time. That was when I realized that people will always make time for what is a priority to them. When people keep telling you, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, they are indirectly telling you, you are not top of my priority. Because we all have 24 hours in a day. So if no matter how busy as I am, as a mother, as a wife, as a business person, as a career woman as well, and I still have time to speak to people, I just thought about you, I just want to check on you or drop you a message. That means I'm trying to tell you that no matter how busy I am, you still mean something to me. So when people make time to talk to you, to attend to you, hold them close. Because there are people, don't get it wrong. So people make time for you. So people will tell you they don't have the time. Don't get it wrong. Waiting season is a revelational season. You see why I said it's good for you just open your eyes and observe. Waiting season will help you to realize what is inside of you. Because when you press an orange, what comes out? Orange juice. When you squeeze an apple, you crush it, what comes out? Apple juice. When you squeeze someone, when life is lifing and you are being pressed, what comes out of you? Do you become irritable? Do you withdraw into your silent side? Or do you become so impatient and become an anxious wreck? What are you? Or do you then become really, really prayerful and just say, I may not have the power right now to just change the situation, but I know in this situation, I am going to come out better and stronger. Whatever you have been putting inside of you, waiting time is the time that will give you your results. And then to tell you, waiting time is the season that will give you your SWOTs, your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats. That's the time you know that, I'm really, this is good. I've got good people around me. This is really good as a strength. My weakness is that, wow, I do not like to accept help. I do not like to ask people for things. And you know that this is a weakness for me. Because when people offer to help you, that's an opportunity. And if if you don't want to take it, then you are letting go. The opportunity can then become a threat to you. So you then begin to adjust accordingly. Your waiting season is the season where you begin to know, are you a patient person or are you an impatient person? Waiting season is not all bad. So like I said, these are some action steps. Know your emotions, because no matter how spiritual you are, right? If you do not know how to manage your emotions, you'll not be able to pray. Because all you do, some people will just switch on, they won't pray anymore. Some people will just go there and be moody and moody and moody and moody. You will not pray, just like, God, what is this? What have I done? I've served you faithfully. I was not a bad girl. Why am I not married now? God, why can't I find a good wife? I did not do anything. I'll be good. Why can't I just find a decent person? Oh God, I'll be very, very decent. Why can't I find someone that will appreciate me the way I am? Just be moody. That's not praying. That's not praying. Acceptance will help you to be able to worship when you want to worship. Acceptance will help you to get your mantra, your word for the season that resonates with the season that you are in, and you begin to meditate on it rather than worry. You begin to meditate. As you meditate, you get yourself strengthened. You get yourself strengthened. You get yourself strengthened. And that which you seek to get, that which you are waiting for, those people that have it, draw them closer. Celebrate with them, even if it's from afar. I've heard that some people, when they are waiting, especially when they are waiting for babies, they find it very, very difficult to play with children. They find it difficult to go for baby dedication or baby ceremony or baby shower. They withdraw. I remember a lady told me that she knew someone that was doing that. She told her, no, stop avoiding babies. Go close to people that are pregnant. Buy them gift. Buy their gift, go for baby showers, naming ceremony, be there. Rejoice with people while you're waiting for yours to happen. Don't run away from things that your heart desire because it's not in your own hand yet. If it's in the hand of someone else, you keep on celebrating with them until it is your turn for them to celebrate with. So please don't run away from it. You want to buy a house, you see someone is opening their house, you don't want to go, you're like, oh, it's showing off. Why can't you just buy the house in silence? No. You go there and pray and say, the Lord has done yours. I tap into this blessing. May God also do mine as well. You're waiting to get married. You stop attending your friend's wedding. No, this is a time where you attend all weddings. Now, you don't have to buy all the ashwebis, right? For those that are not Nigerians, ashwebi is where they buy uniform materials or clothing or headgears to match with the bride or the bride's family or bride friends. So you don't have to, but just show up and be genuinely happy for that person. If you're waiting to get a job, this is not the time where you're coding like you're packaging yourself that everything is okay. Tell someone you're looking for a job. If you're a business person, tell the person business is slow. I just need more clients. This is what I do. Go for network meetings, right? If it's an immigration documentation, speak up. Speak to the right people. It doesn't matter if you spoke to one person and they started gossiping about it. No. This is the time where you speak up because the person you're speaking to might hold the key to the door you're trying to enter, to the room you're trying to enter. So speak up to people. Don't isolate yourself in your waiting season. Don't run away from your emotions. Name the emotions and then find the right tools to manage their emotions. If it's cry, cry. If it's journaling, journaling is a good one. I used to love journaling. And I still do it. So just write out the problem or whatever it is that is in your mind or what you're waiting for. Keep writing it out. You can write out how you feel at that time rather than processing all the things in your head. It can become overwhelming when you get a headache. Write it out. 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 The more you write, the less you worry up there and you let the head rest. Okay? You don't process too much information up there. So people, I normally tell some of my clients, if it's something that you do not like, write it out and get a match and just burn it. Burn it. It's so empowering when you see that this thought that is bothering me, I can burn you. I can burn you just like that. I can burn you with a lighter. I can burn you up. You just burn that thought. And see that thought burning. It empowers you to see that you are bigger than that problem. You're bigger than this waiting season. So you're going to grow. You're not going to crumble, right? So those are some of the ways that you can deal with it. And other ways that you can deal with it is find your mantra and begin to repeat those words. You know the way you take medication in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. You start taking your mantras like that. Like those word of God. They were like my medicine. I was taking it every time. I was meditating on it. And I check on the words of that. I said, fear thou not. If someone tells me, fear that not, and I trust the person, my dad or my mom, then I'll believe them. But the one who created me say fear that not, so why should I be afraid? So I begin to empower myself with those words. Right? So don't suppress it. You can journal, you can cry, you can use your mantra to speak to those emotions. You can talk to someone as well. Someone that you trust, talk to them, right? Or you can go for counseling as well. That can help. And now, another one is, remember I said the amygdala, once it triggers that you're worried and you're fearful, it sends signals to your body to protect yourself at all costs. and it shut down your thinking side. This is why when you're overwhelmed with worries, you can no longer think properly. You're like, why can't I think? Why can't I think of a solution? Don't wait until you get to emotional hijack. Think this through before you do that. And how do you do that? Is by breathing. When you're breathing, you are connecting yourself back. You're telling your parasympathetic nervous system that everything is good. So you just keep breathing. Breathe through it. Keep breathing. And that 4 in, you breathe it 4 in, suck it all in, hold for 4 seconds and release it again. Hold. My nose is blocked. And release. Or you can do some tapping as well. When you do all of this, it's like you're trying to soothe a baby that is being very, very upset. When you soothe them, you are soothing their parasympathetic nervous system. And then you yourself can do it and they start calming down. Okay? Refocus with repetition of your mantras based on your faith and your belief. Waiting season is not a time for you to crumble. Waiting season is not a time for you to contract high blood pressure. Waiting season is not a time for you to get chronic heart disease. Waiting season is not a time for you to then physically make yourself ill, maybe becoming bulimic or overeating. Waiting season is not meant for that. Waiting season is meant to grow you if you can apply all of these principles and even more that you learn as you progress in life. And you see that waiting season is the best season that will grow you. And be grateful for what you are in. That's another one. Be grateful. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. And for that, I'm grateful. I am still breathing. For that, I'm grateful. I'm still able to, move from one place to another. For that, I'm grateful. Just be grateful for no reason. Be grateful for the little things around you. And savor the memories of the good time. Savor it, look at the pictures, look at videos, and just savor the moment over and over again. It will begin to trigger those good, positive vibes inside of you, right? And hang out with the right people. When you hang out with the right people, the right counsel is so, so empowering. When you are going through waiting season, be careful of the people that are around you. Because if you speak to the right person, boom, your faith goes up, your hope goes up. But when you speak to the wrong person, my goodness, they will sap all the energy out of you and you regret ever speaking. So mind the people that you have around you. Quality over quantity. It is better that way. So I really do hope while in the waiting season, you don't see it as a bad time. You see it as a time for you to worship, a time to rediscover yourself, a time for revelation, a time for you to be grateful, a time for you to be thankful, a time for you to go in the word and find the right word for your season and begin to war with it. I remain your host, I'm Sonia. This has been Authentic Thriving Podcast. I kept it all authentic. Are you living an authentic life or a packaged life? Don't fake it until you make it. Be real, because that is where the flourishing begins. Take care, share with other people. God bless and goodbye.